Okay guys, today we're going to show how to properly implement the rear naked choke. They call it leão. The first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to come across the neck. I come across with my hand like a knife, bringing my elbow underneath his chin. You want to keep the elbow underneath his chin, locking him here. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hold my bicep, put my right hand on my bicep. I'm going to bring my other hand around his head. And I'm going to keep my head close to his head here, holding my bicep. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to press my body against his body, my chest against his back, bringing him into me and squeezing at the same time. See how I did that effortlessly? Not using power, not using strength, but using the proper technique. Again, I go across the neck with my hand like a knife. I don't want to do this, guys, here. Because when I do this, he could catch my hand on the way and stop me as if I'm punching him. Going across the neck here is very tight, very technical. I keep my elbow in line with his chin, eliminating as much space as possible. I put this hand on my bicep. I come with the hand, I like to use the hand behind the back of the palm against his head here. Either way works. I press my body against his body, squeezing him, kind of hugging him in like a breathing motion here. Here, and he taps out. My adversary walks up to me or an unknown stranger. I don't know who he is. My hands are up, always in a defensive position, creating enough distance to where he can then grab me, slap me, punch me. From this point, he's going to make an aggressive move towards me. Whether he's holding my shoulder, whether he's touching my arm, he's now in contact with me. And now I'm in a position where I need to defend myself. Again, I'm in base here. I drop my base. That's where I always want to be. Once I'm unwantedly touched here, I'm in a good base. Again, I come over the arm. I grab the wrist. Immediately after I grab the wrist, I shoot this hand underneath the shoulder, not behind the elbow, but the shoulder, pulling him towards me with an arm drag, bringing him down as much as I can here. Now he's off his base. I have a very good base here. Again, guys, I'm leaning on him here in a stable position. I come over the top with my left arm under his chin and his neck, immediately pulling him back, placing my left hand on my right bicep, this hand, my right hand, behind his head in this position here. I hold him tight here, bringing him back, and even so, I could even put my head against his head here for more pressure, more stability, squeezing, trying to touch my elbows together, choking him to an unconscious position, incapacitating him, and neutralizing the threat. The first move I showed today was how to implement the rear naked choke. And this is a very technical move, and a lot of people know this move, or heard about this move, or they've seen it on videos, they've seen it in UFC fights, or Jiu-jitsu tournaments, or even seen it in videos of street fights. There's a very technical way of implementing this move, and the way I taught the move was to keep my hand close to my opponent's neck, bringing my hand across in like a knife way, like a knife. I like to remember it. Keeping it tight, my elbow under his chin, creating no space. I went to my hand on the bicep. I used the back of my palm on his head, putting my head against his head, squeezing my chest against his back, where I'm almost holding him tight enough to where as I'm implementing the choke, I'm using a breathing technique which creates
takes away all the air from the carotid on the left side and the right side, cutting off the air to the brain, which incapacitates my assailant completely. But we don't want to hold this choke too long. This choke, you have to realize when your assailant's starting to lose his air, he's going to pass out if it's implemented properly. You don't want to hold this after the person's passed out or is really incapacitated, which could result in serious injury or death.